Oh, that's cute. You think this is real? You mean you can't tell by looking at this that it's fake? Cartoons? Watch it again. CGI, computer-generated images, AI. You can honestly look at that and think, yep, that feels like home. Watch it again. Third time's the charm. Maybe it'll click this time. Bakery, bakery. I mean, they put it in your face all the time. Watch this. He's gonna go grab a bat. And watch how the bat just falls. It doesn't float. Boop, did you see it? Just drop back down. Watch, there it goes. Gravity, so selective.
This is a genuine photograph from NASA of a guy called Brian McCandles floating in what they tell us the vacuum of space. No tether, no cables, just a man literally floating 300 kilometers above Earth. It's said that the photograph was actually taken from an astronaut that was on the spaceship, and this guy was literally floating with a jetpack that's called the MMU. They say this is our advancing technology, but let me show you what they don't say. Whilst governments spend billions upon billions on space missions, there is literally children fighting for food under collapsed buildings. Just because it's in Gaza, it doesn't matter. This is happening in our world right now. Not one bit of clean water, no medical supplies, and no basic dignity for life. In 2024, NASA's budget was over $25 billion. That's $68 million per day. Meanwhile, 1 in 10 people worldwide go to bed starving for food. We literally launch billionaires up in the sky for 10-minute zero-gravity selfies, and then we applaud the illusion of progress. But truly, what is the point in reaching for the stars if you've abandoned all the people under them?
If we're in a car and I spray gas in the car, it's going to fill up the car equally and spread out in all directions because that's how gas behavior works, right? Gases move up as much as they move down. They move sideways as much as they move vertically.
Yes.
Right? There's no bias down for gases, which immediately destroys your belief in gravity holding any gases down. So what happens when we open the windows of the car? What happens to that gas, bud?
Oh, it escapes because it's no longer contained.
Absolutely.
Hey, hold on. Hold on. You're not certain one thing.
Wait. So you just said because it's no longer contained. Oh, what kind of like your Earth that you believe in? Kind of like your Earth you believe in that's sitting next to an infinite vacuum.
Welcome to Flat Earth, buddy. That was easiest. Y'all are getting easier and easier to handle.
Getting cooked. You just destroyed your space religion in about 5 seconds. Thanks for that. That was awesome.
Is the Earth round?
I would say no.
What shape is it?
I just believe that we live on a flat plane.
So everyone in the country just believed that they were watching the moon landing live on TV in the 60s, even though live streaming technology didn't even exist yet. Got it.
Is the sky made of hexagons? The Hunger Games seems to think so. The Marvel Cinematic Universe too. And Chicken Little and the Vegas Dome. the Vatican Museum ceiling, Harpa Music Hall in Iceland. Even my camera seems to think that the sky is made of hexagons. It definitely seems like it's true, but we always need to test things against scripture. Haven is the best Bible app to do this. You can type in any theory, no matter how off the wall. Haven pulls up verses from Ezekiel and Exodus that say the firmament or the expanse resembles the color of beryl. Here's all the different kinds of beryl. Here's the structure of beryl. It forms a hexagonal lattice. So of course, as soon as I see hexagonal lattice, that's the next thing I'm asking about. Judges says the mother of Sisera looked out at a window and cried through the lattice. Proverbs, for at the window of my house I looked through my lattice. Song of Solomon says, behold, he standeth behind our wall, he looketh forth at the windows, showing himself through the lattice. You're not ready for this curveball. So the book of Enoch says that the crystal of the firmament tessellates. So now I have to wonder if we're in a magnetic, tessellating beehive of beryl. All of a sudden, the ever so mystifying Schumann resonance, or the Earth's hum, makes a lot more sense. Could this be where the lines on constellations are coming from? Its energies seeping through the little cracks while they tessellate?
This is a map that is downloaded in every autopilot computer on every airplane that has autopilot. This is the map that it uses. The only proof you guys have for round Earth, the globe, is NASA. No information you have ever received has come from anywhere but NASA. NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. This is Antarctica. If you do measurements for distances on how long flights are on this map, are identical to flight times that you look up on the internet. Do your research. It's not a globe. God said so.
Hey guys, this is a geocentric flat earth map. Just like Genesis 1:14 says, God put the luminaries in the firmament and it goes around the sun and the moon, and that causes our seasonal changes and everything. And then we see here Antarctica is not a continent. It's actually a 360-degree ice wall that contains our oceans and seas. And everything is biblical about the flat earth, geocentric flat earth map. What you have a problem is with science, they have a lot of theories and they just keep adding theories on top of theories. But the truth is the sun and moon are local. They are in our firmament and they go in cycles that causes our different seasons.
Good afternoon. So, for those that are new, first time you're running into me, well, I'm going to do a little updating, okay? So, what you're actually looking at is the Alexander Gleason map. This is the true world you're in. No ands, ifs, or buts. I worked as a GIS specialist. I can tell you, this is the real world. There had to be a map of the true Earth, and this is it. Everything works. It's mathematically and geometrically precise. It is. Now, you see these are your moon cycles at 13-degree intervals. Okay? And you're going to get 28 of them. Okay? That's how it works. And this, after the first full moon, 1, 2, 3. So I use Central Standard Time here. So this represents dark. This dark spot, all these, this is nighttime. This is midnight. Okay. So right up here, that's the middle of the night, middle of the dark spot. So this has to go back 1, 2, 3. That's where the moon is. And it's going to come out. Remember, it's still going this way, but each time you'll see it, next day, it's going to be down here, here, here. That's how it works. It's going to look like it's going this way, but it's still going this way. Okay? So then this is your waning crescent, gibbous it's called. And That's your third quarter. Your first quarter, second quarter is your full moon, third quarter is your fourth quarter, or your new moon. So then once it passes this, then your wax and gibbous takes over. Okay? And it goes back to a full moon. Okay, now these will represent your time, so so it's at around 5 a.m. Yeah. So right now it's north. The moon's north of. It's dark right now, and it's north of Australia. Anything writing on this is my creation. It helps me keep track. See, these are your weeks. You'll get 52 weeks. Okay? These are 7 days of creation. So that is that. Okay? Now, if you take a look at the stars, see these stars? See the planisphere? It's a circle. Because they're like this over. Okay? But I turned it transparent so you could see the land and the stars in one. This is the original. My original painting. I'll be framing that. So then once you realize that you're on a calendar, each one of these notches, every 24 hours, one of these notches, you're in time. That's what this longitude and time calculator, you're in time. That's what that's trying to tell you. Okay, then it'll turn into a calendar. So I got here is a dual calendar. Okay? So the Holy Bible, Ethiopian book, and any written text is pertaining to that. It's talking about Earth and its occupants. This is a spiritual book, not a religious thing. If it was religious, then they're probably telling you you're on a planet. Okay? And that, when it talks about the firmament, it's talking about a dome, and all the stars, moon, and whatnot are embedded into it. Like the Bible says, when it talks about a firmament, it's talking about a dome on a massive, massive level plane. Okay? That's what you're on. Okay, I'll leave it here, and I'll let you guys ponder on this one.
There's something in the center of the earth that's magnetic. That's why compasses work on a flat earth. They only work on a level plane because they're drawn to the center. Something is magnetic in the center. That's how they work. It's the Alexander Gleason map of 1892. You come over here to 1569. This is the Mercator. This is a projection. This is a blown up projection of the North Pole. Back then, they knew that there was a black magnetic rock sitting right in the center of the North Pole. They called it Rupus nigra. These maps were not fictional. They didn't make this stuff up. They worked really hard on documenting this stuff. This is the Urbano Montes map, 1587. It's the same time, 1569, 1587. They worked hard on this stuff. This is the earliest accepted map of the world. Come over here, 1892, Gleason, everything's frozen. We can't see anything. We can't see the 4 rivers that go to the center. Same thing here, he's got the 4 rivers, right? And then how do you get a north center and a south exterior? Like if the Earth was a ring magnet, let's say, let's follow those lines. Let's see what it looks like if it was a ring magnet. There you go. What would that look like? Look what it does. That's ferrofluid on a ring magnet. Look at the center. Look at Rupus nigra right in the middle of that. Look at the shape that this makes, and look at the shape of the land masses on these maps. That's just wild. That's just wild.
Hey man, you ever looking to flatter?
Flat horizon everywhere. No one seems to notice. our statements. Don't you know that NASA lies? Why do you care? Why do you care? How we gonna get home if we don't know where we are? Where we are? Why do you care? Why do you care? How we gonna get home if we don't know where we are? Where we are? Turn off the brakes, turn off the treble. Let me hear you say that it's flat and level. Turn off the brakes, turn off the treble. Let me hear you say that it's flat and level. Let me hear you say. Let me hear you say. Flat horizon everywhere. No one seems to notice. No one seems to care. The constellation, you know they stay the same. United Nations, know the space is space. Why do you care? Why do you care? How we gonna get home if we don't know where we are? Where we are? Why do you care? Why do you care? How we gonna get home if we don't know where we are? Where we are? Echoes of the ancients written in our statements. Don't you know that NASA lies? Echoes of the ancients written in our statements. Don't you know that NASA lies? Turn off the bass, turn off the treble. Let me hear you say that it's flat and level. Turn off the bass, turn off the treble. Let me hear you say that it's flat and level. Let me hear you say. 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 It's an upside down world, living on a ball. We saw the ball come back. We saw the ball come back. We saw the ball come back again.
The flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.